Well, hello there and welcome back to Mount Wanganui for the FIVB Continental Cup first round qualifiers, finals day. And that means we are battling away for gold medals and qualifications into round 3 of the Olympic qualification competition. Louis Lett with you here. The winners go to round 3, the losers go to round 2, but really you want to be going to round 3. Puts you one step away from the Olympic Games. And in this continent, Australia are always one of the favourites in the men's and the women's stages of the game, but it's not been their days so far, as a big test for Tom Hartles and Amani Nicklin as they battled against Commonwealth Games gold medalists and Asian champions Damon Schumann and Chris McEwen. They passed that test. They won 2-1. And now all of a sudden, the pressure is on the young side from Australia. Zach Schubert and Max Guehrer. There is Amani Nicklin, who can be so proud of his performance today. Himself and Tom Hartles, a performance that they'll remember forever. But can Sam O'Day and Mike Watson back that up? Watson and O'Day are both local lads to the Mount. They've lived here their whole life. They know this beach better than anyone. But they have two physical youngsters up against them. And for Australia now, this is a must win game for gold and qualification. Well, the crowd are in. Of course they're in. They've been in the whole time. We're in a perfect spot for beach volleyball. Some lovely views at the top of the mount. Always some surf as well. The referees have just been introduced. Panisa Sakura and Tim Cleaver will be the officials for this. Remember, the women's game already going to a golden match later on today against Vanuatu. But what will happen in the men's? Will we have two golden matches coming our way? Who knows? It's time to meet the players. So Max Guehrer, 23 years older, up-and-comer from Australia, one of the brightest young talents on the world tour, fast improving. This team took a 9th in Espino at the 4-star, and that will give them confidence here today. And Zach Schubert, 24 years old, another promising young Aussie who swapped partners from Chris McHugh to Max Guehrer this year. These guys first played together at the World Under-21s in Larnaca in 2014, but this is a different feeling for them. They are now under the cosh as they play two experienced customers, old friends, and also old rivals at times. Big moments for Mike Watson. He's won the last 3 New Zealand Tour events here at the Mountain, was victorious here again with his regular partner Johan Timmer. But this week he's with Sammy O'Day, 29 years old, 1 meter 98 centimeters, a Commonwealth Games bronze medalist with his brother Ben O'Day. Ben O'Day out injured. This is why these two are together. And this is their home patch, which is only going to add to the drama. Mike Watson serving for the Beach Blacks. Schubert the target. Australia, who run this 2-ball wide ball, they try and run the ball big distances. And as Simon Naismith was talking to him earlier on, the head coach of Australia was, one of the coaches of Australia, alongside, was saying that the wind makes them compromise their game. And so far, the pressure is showing for Australia here. I'm watching closely as Sam O'Day. So a hitting error from Schubert, a service ace from Watson, And a kill block from O'Day. His eyes are very much on the target there. And it's the perfect start. There's a timeout from Australia. They have to be careful here. Quick replay. Trying to line up the two ball, passing on a big angle, but Sam O'Day knows how Australia play. It's already been a summer to remember as Sam O'Day and Griff Miller won New Zealand's first ever World Tour gold medal in the Cook Islands in January. Previously, New Zealand had just managed 3 bronze medals for men and women. Jason Lockhead and Kirk Pittman, 2 legends of the game here, won a medal in Norway in 2008, and then the O'Day brothers in Australia in 2017. But now the FIVB World Tour isn't Opens and Grand Slams, it's very much 5-star events, so the level of play very much differing throughout, but the 2-ball is open. Schubert goes to Guehrer, and Guehrer on the fade finds a sand. New Zealander Kirk Pittman, actually from the Mount, now the head coach of the Australian women, Taliqua Clancy and Maria Faye Altache. Another error from Australia. New Zealand playing with some belief here. Schubert from the inside. This time he's in too early and it's another one out the back. Well, now it's very interesting. So Schubert just trying to charge everything up. As change of ends 5-2. Australia going to the so-called good end here. The wind is coming off the ocean. It's slightly into the faces of Guehrer and Schubert. That's a fast serve. The 2-ball from O'Day. Just beating the blocker for speed. Penetrating block from Australia. So just using that 2-ball. Smart play from them. 29-year-old O'Day's played over 75 events on the World Tour now. Or combined with the Asian Tour and domestic tour events. They tried to go on 2, but the ball isn't there this time for Schubert. Pass is slightly quick off the arms of Guehrer. To run this 2-ball, it has to come off slowly. It's a very quick play to the right-hand side of the court. That's slightly better, trying to force some height and open the game up from the middle. Guehrer off the hands this time. This pairing from Australia taking a bronze medal at the Asian Championships just a few weeks ago. You think in this game whether that would make them favourites or not, who knows? It's very close, that's for sure. Guehrer from the right side, who took a 3rd in Ljubljana, Slovenia with Paul Burnett in 2018. That and the Asian Champs bronze currently is 2 medals in international volleyball. Passing off to net, Watson has 2 looks at the court, chops a back angle. Schubert's all over it. He makes that read really early. Chance in transition, off the hands. And Australia, now they've gone to the good end, have found their rhythm and momentum. Playing physically, trying to test the hands of O'Day. Watson the target from the inside. He's going to have a little look this time. He goes on the cut shot. Drops it very, very short. Schubert not beaten previously on the cut shot. This time on the short line. He is just beaten. Watson from the inside. Looking and just manoeuvring the ball everywhere. Watson talking at the weekend, suggesting he might just have another crack at a world champs at him at some stage. It's back on 1. But not this time. For O'Day and Watson, they played together before. for Sam O'Day, he's had 8 senior career wins, and 4 of those career wins have actually come with Mike Watson. That's a nice return for the team that represented New Zealand in the Netherlands at the 2015 World Championships. Block from Max Guehrer. Or no block. 4 touches is the call. And gradually, Australia just starting to find confidence. Ace from Schubert, who's just revving the engine, foot fully on the throttle. Straight down the middle, the hubby and wife serve, as they call it. Had a bit of everything. Accuracy, had good speed. Deep breath of the ball. Now it's New Zealand who are being asked a few questions. Sam O'Day, who's not had to side out too often in the opening set. Good feet to the ball. It's his turn to manipulate the block. Schubert slightly out of system. Guehrer has to try and find a out of system set that's good, but Watson is waiting patiently. 2 looks at the court from Watson. He chips back on the angle. It's a cut shot from him, but he gets another free ball on 2. O'Day! And look who's there once more is Guehrer. Max Guehrer. He's watching through. He knows that O'Day will want to go on 2 when he can. So he goes and makes that stop. This time O'Day from the inside on 3 off the head of Guehrer. Guehrer, part of a 4-a-side Australian team who played at the World Beach Games in Qatar. First of its kind, but very much is making the strides forward here as being a physical asset. They're getting better point by point here after a very slow start. I think 10 minutes ago Australia would have taken being at the technical timeout 1 down. They're starting to find some real solutions. So one of the biggest days for New Zealand beach volleyball in a long, long time. First time they've hosted an international competition for over 10 years. And we still have a lot of drama coming our way because the Beach Ferns, Shauna Polly, Julia Tilley, Olivia McDonald, and also Francesca Kerwin are 1-1 with Vanuatu, and they're going up after this match in their golden match. Be interesting to see who head coach Mike Dodson sends out. Do you think it might be Tilly and Polly after their win earlier on? It would be a matchup that we wouldn't have seen against Vanuatu 1. Quick replay of this one. More blocking from Max Guehrer. And then if this match is won by Australia, well, then we've got a golden match coming from New Zealand and Australia as well. And it would be very, very interesting to see who the head coaches from Australia put into that golden game. Watson just all over that. And a missed serve brings us back to 12-all. You just feel that might be the slight calm before the storm. Watching on from the outside, Tom Hartles, Lani Nicklin, who have just caused one of the upsets of the day so far. Watson this time asking for the set to be a bit closer from Sam O'Day. Miss serve means that there's nothing between the two.
This is what we knew was coming, ladies and gentlemen. The arm wrestle, as we saw in game one, is right on game two.
Australia doing Australian things. Passing big angles really does bring the two ball in, so it's serving from Watson that does open up the options for Australia. But they're also trying to serve that big diagonal angle because of the wind. Makes complete sense to try and serve the sideline against the breeze to try and take it out of the hitting window of the player. Sam O'Day just cuts it back to the line. Bit of a spatch, but he certainly won't mind too much. They're looking for the on-2 once more, but the pass is just rushed off from Guehrer, so he gets it back on 3. Doesn't really matter. That's humongous from Max Guehrer. He passes on such a big angle, trying to take Sam O'Day across the court to then pull the ball back again with the set. And it's another missed serve, and that just might cost Australia here because they worked so hard to get back into this game, but they have missed their fair share of serves. To the inside, that takes the two ball out the game because of the angle of the serve. Watson is there, but is the ball in or out? It's just wide. Serving from middle to middle will counteract the angles that Australia pass, but they will always try and move the ball around. It's the way they play. Move the blocker and play with physicality. It's another missed serve. So it's 16 all. You feel that Australia have potentially played slightly a stronger volleyball in the mid part of this set after a phenomenal start from New Zealand, but the side out play from Australia is good. They lead by 1. They've turned it around after a really slow start. 7-2, I make it from earlier on. O'Day has been stopped from Guehrer as well. How many blocks has he made? He's just got a real big stare from Schubert and a real big point in his direction as well, because he's made 4 or 5 monster blocks in this. The opening set. 3 will do it for Australia. It's tied again. Sam O'Day rips away. And just as you feel one team is going to get away, the other one comes back really strongly. They need to stop here, New Zealand, but not this time. Creeping up Mike Watson off the fingertips of O'Day. And another missed serve, but it's very much risk versus reward, this service game at this moment in time. Australia are getting rewarded. Sam O'Day, Mike Watson needing to try and find an ace or a block. They go after Guehrer to the inside. 3-touch volleyball, but again it's covering some distance out there, and the angles have really opened up. It's the Aussie way. They pass on big angles, they set big distances, and then they hammer big angles too. It's set point for Australia in this battle of the second seeds. Remember, New Zealand lead this fixture by 1 set to 0. Sam O'Day puts one into the tarmac. needing a break desperately here. Watson serving on 2. You can see it coming so early. Big opportunity for O'Day. Puts it away. We go to overtime. 2 set points saved by the Beach Blacks. The 2 ball clear for all to see. O'Day slows the game down and then speeds it up in offense. Watson serving well as well under pressure. 2 ball again from Guehrer. Shut down from Sam O'Day. He sees it so early. And this match has just turned on a sixpence once again. What a turnaround. 2 big plays from Sam O'Day and some fantastic serving from Mike Watson. Now gives them their first set point, but that's saved from Schubert. Great feet from Schubert. Great arm as well. 21 all. The drama today. Another level. Miss serve from Australia. For as many blocks as they've made, and they've sided out well as well, there's been, you'd feel, a few too many missed serves. Sam O'Day into the breeze, goes with the spin serve, and that's out the back. Both teams have had 2 set points now. Another miss serve for Australia. There have been far too many. Something has to give here at the Mount. It really does. Mike Watson serving again. He had a great run at the other end, serving to the breeze. They go back on Schubert, who's looking for this reverse play. O'Day in the block, and he's just been passed from Schubert. This fixture is just giving us so much. Multiple looks at the court before seeing the area to attack. Both teams siding out. The serve is in this time, so Watson shot down. Guehrer gets a clamp. That's a key tie. They've just decided to serve a little bit more tentative. And it's just worked out for them. It really has. Putting the ball in on Watson this time. It's O'Day is ace Australia. Hubby and wife serve down the middle under pressure, causing all sorts of confusion on O'Day and Watson. Both teams having multiple set points, but it's Australia. It's a must-win match for them, and what a start for Guehrer and Schubert. They were asked multiple questions, but when they managed to serve in at the end of the set, well, they made a block and they also made an ace down the middle. Second set coming our way very, very soon. Australia lead by 1-0, but New Zealand still lead the tie 1-0.
Let's bring it now, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for the team from Australia. That's exactly the first set. Give it up for Mike and Sam from New Zealand. Second set. Set to go, Zach with the set.
The second set about to get underway of this FIVB Continental Cup. Australia lead New Zealand by 1-0, but when it comes to matches, it's New Zealand that lead this tie by 1-0. Sam O'Day with the first block. First point goes to Watson and O'Day after what was really a historic win in the previous match for 2 young Kiwis who are impressing Alani Nicklin, Tom Hartles. Came past the Commonwealth Games gold medalists. Chris McEwen, Damien Schumann. Mike Watson from the right side, chance to take a 2-0 lead, but the set's just drifting on in the wind, but another bit of defense. Watson now from the left side. He's swatted down. But the vision of Guehrer is really coming to the forefront of this game, and the serving now as well. He's watching everything through the net when it comes to blocking. Try not to watch the ball too much, but be aware of where it is as well. Touch off the block of Sam O'Day. Free ball over from Watson. Just have to feel that Australia potentially have the initiative here, and we might just be seeing a golden set, but Sam O'Day puts us back in system, in rhythm. That's so high from Schubert, but it's out the back. Schubert's short's gone in. It's interesting to see because where the Australians cheering every single ball, the intensity is certainly there for New Zealand, but it's much calmer, going about their business. Schubert to the inside, just off the inside hand of O'Day, who's taking some accountability, suggesting that it was his fault that he didn't just quite press with that inside hand. Watson from the inside, pass to the line, beats Schubert. O'Day gets the block, but he's also found searching for the ball. Australia, they really have been impressive, haven't they? After a slow start to the opening set, and it's completely fair if there's some pressure, but they're going off their hands. They're really, since that slow start and a few missed serves, you feel that they've been in control of this for some period. Watson out of systems. This ball's coming back without as much pressure on it as if he would be in full control, but somehow Watson's just pulled that one from nowhere. We're going to have another look at this from a much better angle. He knows where the gap is. He just palms it to the sideline. Australia might just be a little bit frustrated they didn't get a dig on that one. Another miss serve. Two quick miss serves in succession. Tied at fives with Mike Watson serving Schubert. Knuckles set because the ball's too fast off the platform of Schubert, but now Watson with a chance to take the lead. Looking for the hands this time, and it's taken. Just changing the speed of his arm, and it's working. Because he gets the ball through Guehrer now. On two, O'Day sees it. And sometimes you feel that New Zealand are serving big angles to open up this two ball, and then they're making sure they take the block. They know what's coming, New Zealand. It's very much the Australian way of playing, is to run the two ball. Schubert again from right side back to the line, and there's another error here. The calmness of the Beach Blacks paying off because they're just being efficient, they're making good decisions, and Australia riding the wave of emotion. 3-point game, 1-0, Schubert and Guehrer.
So the winner of this next match in the ladies will win this event. The men's situation currently, New Zealand winning the first game, Australia winning the first set here. So this is a must-win set for New Zealand, otherwise Australia will tie the round at 1-1, and we'll have a golden game for them as well. Let's bring it out. Please make some noise for Australia and for New Zealand.
Schubert the target on the back set. Outrunning the block to the line. It's a back set, 4 or 5 meters, with the idea of just beating the block for width and then burying the ball down that line. Once again, it's the Aussie way. It's how they play this game. Mike Watson. Good vision, sees the defender, but there's a late move into the angle from Schubert and a high swing from him as well. Good cover, no net touch. And off the hands once more from Sam O'Day. The cover from Watson. Very much aware, very much just hunting that ball down. Knows the threat that Guehrer presents in the blocking stage of this game, so he has to be covering all the time just in case that ball does come back very quickly. More missed serves. If you are just joining us, Australia lead this game by 1-0, but in this overall fixture, which is the best of 3 matches really, it's New Zealand that won the opening game against Australia. So if the Beach Blacks can seal this deal and come back and win this in 3, then the tie is over and the gold medal of the first round of the Continental Cup will go to New Zealand. But Australia playing well out here. Just moving that ball from left to right. The breeze is pushing it across the hitting arm, and once more, it's too good from Australia. They pass in rhythm. It's 2 ball coming from Sam O'Day. Knuckle back to the sideline. Great passing from Mike Watson as well. Passing on an angle to get Sam O'Day in. Really soft serve to try and make a run into the net, make a beeline from O'Day. But Australia once more just starting to feel at ease. Change of ends, 11-10 to O'Day and Watson. They had their opportunities in the opening set as well. 2 or 3 set points not taken, but looks like this is going to be just as tight.
Unbelievable action down here on center court. It is all happening down here today.
No apologies. Back to 11 all. It's a perfect start post timeout to Not another net band, surely. No, O'Day can see it. Then he has a look at the court. He sees everything. And that allows him just to pat the ball back on the angle. It's a very, very good decision. It's a decision based on vision. But then you still have to execute. Middle's the call, heading from a metre off the net. Watson is really waiting for it. Just sitting on the line and then going on the cut shot. Schubert sees it though. Scrappy play out of rhythm, but Watson again just sitting, holding his ground. And then he goes off the hands and eventually they transition. A little look before going off the hands. Still a 2-point game here for New Zealand as they look to take this to a third final tiebreaker. Trying to knock Schubert out of rhythm. He's charging in, and Sam O'Day is there. Okay, now it's interesting. Now it's very, very interesting. A 3-point lead. Schubert knocked out of rhythm by bringing brought short, and O'Day is brought into the game because of that short serve. 1-2. This time the change of angle with the offense is what DJ Tawley in the arena is calling clutch. Australia have this system of just full-on offense. They love playing aggressively and taking the game to the opposition, and that means just at times they make the odd error. But it's the passing error this time. 6-2 now, 16-12. Can O'Day and Watson, the two local boys from the Mount, see this one home in the second set to send us to another tiebreaker in this men's gold medal match in the Continental Cup. Back set once more for Guehrer, this time off the hands and out of play. To see hands to the face. He knows how close that was. Sam O'Day just didn't quite drop the hands inside. Schubert, great serving, knocking Watson right the way back in the court. He has a look in the high lines, exemplary. Watson unreal from there. Just charges in, turns it to the line. So Guehrer to the middle. Hasn't got as many angles. Good defense from Watson. He's in the right spot. He's trying to just shuffle and adjust to get behind it, but the ball just gets past him. It's a late move once more to try and change the picture. They're back in system here. New Zealand, and when they pass that well, the vision is good. Sam O'Day in rhythm, in system, and you would back him to side out. Great hands in the block from O'Day. He has to keep his eyes watching through. They're looking for a decision to go their way. The ball's being given in. More two balls. Great pass from Guehrer. Just counter-attack offense all the time. Trying to get the ball on the net as early as possible, Australia. Another miss serve for the difference. Something needs to give here. At the moment, it looks as if we're going to a third and final tiebreaker. It's a great serve from Mike Watson. And now they have 5 set points to take this to a third. And they would be one step closer from a massive, massive upset on home sand here. Watson serving. Remember, it's their beach, it's their home. for O'Day and Watson. Schubert from the inside, off the head of Sam O'Day. Still 4 set points. Schubert taking his time. They're trying to figure out who the next server is. There's a bit of confusion. Schubert, obviously, by the pictures, thinks it's him. Watson getting involved as well. Guehrer with the serve, still 4. It's a rocket of a serve, it really is from Guehrer. O'Day for the set, there you have it. We go to a third. New Zealand pull it back here at the Mount after 2 set points in the opening set. They take the second 21-16. Steep and gnarly.
Oh, that's when I was over here that night.
This is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Olympic qualification, the hard process it is. 1 set all, 3rd set to 15. Let's do it.
But that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Schubert and Guehrer as we go into this 3rd and final tiebreaker. A race to 15 at the Mount to decide whether we will be going to that golden game later on or whether New Zealand will win this in 2. Tension is unbearable. The pressure is certainly there for both teams, but they're both in rhythm. Watson just goes hammering. Hits up, hits hard, and gets the deflection off the block. There's an ace for Watson. And they're just going to be feeling that a couple of aces and a little bit of service pressure, and that belief will just keep growing for New Zealand here. Width on the set. That's exactly how the Aussies play, testing the block and defense. But when they're in system, they're so hard to stop. They really are. Passing to 3.5 indoors, and then this time hammering back cross court. Schubert. Oh, what a touch from O'Day, but the serving with real potency from Australia. First change of ends in this Australia, who have won the first battle of this 3rd set war. Another missed serve, and that could be the Achilles heel, really, of Australia today. Too many missed serves from the baseline. 3-3 is the score. Schubert from the right side. but smart play from Schubert because he's just moving the blocker and then looking to go off him once they move him. It's very hard to penetrate the net and get into good positions to get up and over. If you're still drifting, then you're struggling to get that final penetration. Watson. Great swing from Watson. Schubert just sits around so well. Transition for Australia. Okay, there you have it. A 2-point lead early on. There's some breathing space. There's a break at a key time. Schubert just sits around on the chop. He chops one back himself. Side out, needed. Watson gets one. Side out the phase of the game when your team are receiving serve. You can't miss too many of them. Service pressure from Watson, slammed home by Sam O'Day. And just as one team starts to pull away in this one, the other one comes firing back. Beautiful work from the Kiwis. 5-5 change of ends. No one can predict the ending to this. And the Aussies are back in town with a 2-ball. Fire meets fire here at the Mount. No team are planning on relaxing here. They're going full throttle. This time O'Day to the line.
Sensational for 6-all. Swing round 13 action. All tied up.
Back sets in abundance. And it's just another one that bounces out the sand. These two teams, head to head, toe to toe. There's been some big, audacious hits so far. Over line was the call, but absolutely no over, more through from New Zealand. One to the change of ends. They're just nudging away in this third set to see who's going to take it, but it's so crucial. The pressure is there. There's some oohs and ahs on the handling from Guehrer, but nothing given. Maybe a quick question from Mike Watson on the way through, asking about the handling call for Guehrer. Felt there's a double touch, but nothing given. Looking for a decision here, New Zealand, but it's not gone their way. Cut it was the call. Looks like it was the wrong side of the line. Pressure on everyone here. Players, officials, everyone included. They've had a 2-point lead before, but New Zealand would be at the so-called better end here. Mike Watson comes back to the party with a really accurate swing to the line. And the locals are just within one here. Huge Sam O'Day. Maybe has just turned the tide once more. What a play at this time. O'Day charging him, watching. He's relaxed, diving into the angle. They're doubling up. Making the read, Sam O'Day. 9-9. All of a sudden, this game just turns again on 2. Sam O'Day! 2 in a row! And now New Zealand take the lead with 3 in a row. His vision, his timing, both impeccable. There's a timeout from Australia. Why? Because they're on the back foot. They've been rocked by Sam O'Day and Mike Watson.
All the action rolling, ladies and gentlemen, a huge step along the Olympic qualification process, the Continental Cup, FIVB. New Zealand winning the first game. Australia must win this one to take us to a golden game. We're at 9-10 in the third set. Can you come here to make some noise, New Zealand? Let's fire it up for these athletes. Clap your hands.
The chance to plan, a chance to think, and maybe for some a chance to overthink at times in this game. But Schubert is served, he goes on the back set! No way, Sam O'Day! 3 in a row for Sam O'Day. Everything that Australia do, Sam O'Day is reading it like an absolute book up there. And now the Beach Blacks are on the verge of a historic result here, beating Australia. Guehrer goes long. Oh, the line judge says the ball was out, but Guehrer and the first referee completely disagree. Maybe it was a net touch from Sam O'Day. There's no arguments from Sam O'Day, so maybe it was the net touch. So much pressure. That was a big, big play. For the difference between 1 point and a 3-point game at this stage is everything. Mike Watson to the line, and the experience of Watson. He's cheered, he's applauded. Tom Hartles, Alani Nicklin cheering on the side for their teammates for a historic result. And just when Watson needs to hit a line, he certainly does that. Quick clean of the glasses for Sam O'Day. Needing a side out. Guehrer goes with the back set. Sam O'Day once again. My word, this is a world-class blocking display from O'Day. Jumping into the line so late, you can see it on the replay. Leaves so much line for Guehrer. Completely falls for it, Max Guehrer, and the 2 balls coming our way. 2 will do it. Surely O'Day again. And New Zealand now have 4 match points against Australia to win this tie 2-0 and go straight through to round 3 of the Continental Cup. What a performance it's been from Sam O'Day and Mike Watson. It's Guehrer from the right side once more. It goes long, and New Zealand have made history here at the Mount. They have defeated Australia by 2 matches to 0. What a day for New Zealand and their beach volleyballing community after the win for Alani Nicklin and Tom Hartles against Chris McHugh and Damien Schumann. It's been backed up by Sam O'Day. What a blocking display from him. And Mike Watson. They come past Max Guehrer and Zach Schubert in 3. New Zealand take the gold here at the Continental Cup first round, and they are going through to round 3 of this competition, which means, yes, they are 1 step away from Olympic qualification. History has been made at the Mount. What a day for the New Zealand beach volleyballing community. My word, it's going to take a while to get our breath back. We're going to have a quick ad, and then we're going to hear from our winners down there, Sam O'Day and Mike Watson.
I've always loved this region. Right from when I was a kid, it's had a really special place in my heart.
Lake Rotoiti would be one of our favourite spots. Well, I've been going there since I was 8 years old.
You know, our kids, they just love the water, so we're very fortunate to live here.
It is really important to us to support local charities. It is just a privilege to get alongside these great people.
Everyone we work with is just so committed. It's such a tight-knit team, it honestly feels like a big GJ family. And our tradies get the connection that we form with our clients.
Every customer is unique, and we want them to feel like their build is unique as well. The handover is the best part for us. It's a pretty special moment. It is really humbling.
One thing that's great about DJs is you get the support of the national team.
But you've also got local officers, so you've got locals working for locals. That's really important.
Sam, Mike, I was told on my way here that this is your guys' beach. This is Sam's and Mike's beach, so you've certainly proven that today.
Yeah, I mean, we both grew up here. We both went to Otamoto College, local college here. But yeah, I mean, it's awesome playing here. Australia, they're great competitors, but this is definitely our beach, and we proved that today.
Yeah, Mike, you've had a few tournaments here recently. How does it feel? You know, obviously this is an Olympic qualifier. Tokyo is literally on the line. You're representing your country. It must feel a little bit different to kind of those tournaments.
Yeah, a little bit. There's a little bit more on the line, but at the end of the day, it's just volleyball. Just got to go past set and serve. So I think we felt pretty relaxed out there. Even though we lost the first set, we kind of made some adjustments where we needed to and managed to outlast them there. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and it probably really hasn't sunk in yet, but it's like one tournament now between you and Tokyo. So, I mean, have you had any time to process that yet?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on with the coronavirus, everything like that. So, I mean, we just take it day by day. Waddy and I actually came together last minute. I think we had one practice together for this tournament because my partner was injured. So, but we played together in the past. And I mean, as we say, it is our home beach, so it's nothing new to us. But yeah, I mean, as Waddy said, we just take one game at a time and see where we go.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I will let you guys go and celebrate that victory, and of course with your teammates who played earlier and helped you through to the Phase 3 of the Asian Continental Cup. These boys have done it. And now we have the golden match for the girls. So stay tuned and let's see who can make it through there.
Obviously against those guys, you know, the excitement, the nerves, and then the pressure it comes. You've seen Tommy and Alani got the first win, and it's up to you guys to